But yeah, man, I ain't gonna be doing any more substances for a little while, hopefully for forever. But that means I can't really IRL stream anymore.
Coach Greg, today's video, Clavicular speaks out the day after his OD incident where he was approaching death. Well, he's decided to hang it up.
But that means I can't really IRL stream anymore.
Bravo, we don't want you anymore. You can go away. One of the worst, if not the worst, social media influencer in the world has decided to call it quits. Let's watch his video.
But yeah, man, I ain't gonna be doing any more substances for a little while.
Well, that's great news. I mean, if you actually can't stop after knocking on heaven's door, after finally going through the final ascension, sleep maxing, if you will, if you can't stop after that, well, you're clearly an addict and you need to get some help.
Substances for a little while, hopefully for forever. But that means I can't really IRL stream anymore. So that's the thing. I really can't IRL stream.
Since when is it a requirement that you have to be intoxicated, inebriated, high, not making any sense in order to stream? I'm 100% sober as I'm recording this video at 9:30 in the morning. This is a typical Tuesday. You don't need to get fucked up in order to record. Clavicular. Why would you say that?
As you guys know, I'm quite brutal without that shit. So that's, I think I have to figure something else out. Fuck.
Instead of saying, oh, I'm fucked up. Oh my God. Oh God. Whoa. Oh my God.
Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Sorry, I can't even. I'm absolutely gone. Holy fuck.
You talk to people like you're normal. Hey, you want a photo? What'd you say? You're a Brazilian supermodel? Yeah, you're a 6 out of 10. Your orbital bones are all out of whack. You say that while being sober. Why do you think you have to be on dangerous illicit substances in super high doses, so much so that you OD in order to live stream? And so remember, I've seen his previous videos, most of his interviews and so on, and previously he used to say because of his neurodivergency that was essentially a superpower. Imagine walking up to people and not caring what they think about you. Just saying whatever you want. Very common amongst people who are neurodivergent. I have lots of friends like this, and I can remember some in particular. They're a good time at a party. Trust me, bro.
As you guys know, I'm quite brutal without that shit. So
imagine he's 6'2", has a bunch of money, he's an attractive guy, and he's saying it's too hard to go out and talk to girls. I mean, what chance does a normal person have? Like really?
I'm quite brutal without that shit. So that's, I think I have to figure something else out. Fuck.
I'll tell you how to figure out. When in doubt, what would Greg do? I've said this in previous videos. Remember, if you don't follow God, the next best thing, follow Coach Greg. And so give me a sub right now. I'm going to tell you what you do. You just do the same thing as you did, except you did it sober. And if you are, in fact, that bad, more and more people will want to watch it. They'll laugh. They'll think, oh, this is so funny. He said that stupid thing. That girl rejected him. No one's going to care. And so you pivot. You pivot. You go from encouraging and promoting performance-enhancing drugs, recreational substances, looks maxing, and so on, to saying, hey, I'm going to do it on my own. Approach ladies, you shoot your shot, you get rejected, and you move on like the rest of us have to do since the beginning of time.
I have to figure out a new method, either practice mogging sober or...
Since when did mogging require illicit substances? I never knew that. I thought Andrew Tate, that he mogged everyone because he's a famous man with millions of dollars, his Bugatti. He has all kinds of shit going on.
Just find a new form of content. I don't know. It's fucking done for. It's fucking done for.
And so imagine this. If you're trying to mog and you require illicit substances to do so, do you like mogging or do you like doing illicit substances? It's like I tell people who go to the bar. If you need to be drunk, if you need to be high in order to enjoy going to the bar, to the club, to the dance, to the festival, do you enjoy the club, the bar, the festival, or do you enjoy getting drunk and high? if you actually like the bar, the club, the festival, you don't technically need those substances in order to enjoy it. And so what you're actually doing is finding a location to do those substances. What advice have I always given you about everything? Performance-enhancing drugs, substances, whatever. Do half. The lowest dose that makes you happy. Did Clavicular need to literally drown that entire container? Did he need to do that much? Of course he didn't.
Either practice mogging sober or just find a new form of content.
I mean, he could actually start really mogging. For example, having a physique. He's continued to lose muscle. Each and every week he gets skinnier and smaller. And why? Well, because he doesn't actually go to the gym. He trains, once a month? How are you going to keep on all that size without training your entire body twice a week? Could he not at least lock in 2 days out of the 7? His parents recently warned him, you need to go to sleep. You've been up for, I don't know if it was 36 hours straight, 2 days straight. They were concerned with his health, and then he goes and ODs. Debatably, I still think it was staged. Do you really think that Clavicular not streaming is going to sadden all of us? Do you think anyone actually cares? I mean, if he quits streaming for the rest of his life, this would be the best news all day. Do you really think that society needs a Clavicular to go out being a moron on the streets, doing ridiculous things while inebriated on illicit substances? How is this good? How is Clav good for society? The only people that look up to Clav clearly are younger than him. I don't believe that there are men in their 20s that are looking up to Clav, trying to be like him. And so essentially he's influencing a group of teenagers, youth of the world, to be like Clav.
Yeah, so he's just living in fantasy land and he can feel all secure, but at the end of the day, the guy looks like shit, you know what I mean? Makes fitness content without really a good physique at all. Not attractive whatsoever. And he's trying to tell me that, I'm so confident in myself. It's like, dude, what the is making you, where is his confidence coming from? Because there's really nothing that is visible for you to be confident in.
And this is why Clav is a net negative to society. Nutrition Narc, the smart individual who became an engineer and then realized he could make more money by being self-employed, became successful financially, has Lambos, has a girlfriend, a quality social life, is strong, healthy, and talented, could not possibly find a way to be confident in himself because he doesn't have a certain bone structure. This is the level of critical thought that guys like Clavicular have. When you have so little going for you that you place your entire worth on the external factors of your appearance, it says far more about you than the people that you're trying to go after. So yeah, I'd say Nutrition Narc has plenty of reason to remain confident in himself, but who knows, maybe a double jaw surgery will help. TNFO.
Confidence, it doesn't just come from your looks. It also comes from knowing deep inside that you are in fact worthy. And how can you do that? From winning. Winning in life. When you put your mind to it, do you go through with it? Do you stick to your plan? You might not be the fastest runner in the world, the fastest cyclist, the biggest bodybuilder, the strongest powerlifter in the world. But if you have a goal, I'm going to bench press 225 by the end of the year, and you lock in and you get it, that builds confidence. I'm going to get an A in math this semester. You lock in and you study and you get the A. Confidence comes from failing and knowing that you can come back and win yet again. If all you do is win at everything, every time you do something, you win. You are the best every time. That's not confidence. Do you know, what do you think is going to happen when you don't win? Because trust me, you will not win forever. And so if your whole life you've been gifted, you're 6'5", you're the best athlete in the world, forever, you're amazing. What happens when you're not? What happens when that gets taken away? You get injured, you get sick. Something tragic happens. And so if you've been beaten down, you've been potentially even broken, and you come back, that's where your confidence comes from. Not from being 6'5" with blue eyes, finance. And so, yeah, it helps to be better looking. I'm not saying you shouldn't go to the gym, that you shouldn't train, that you shouldn't lose some weight, that you shouldn't be the best version of yourself, but you shouldn't be like Clav and using illicit substances in order to mog strangers in public. How is that your life? Speaking of being all that you can be, did I ever mention that there's a product called Turk Builder Max that can help you to build muscle, to train harder, and help you to lock in for older people who have been training for years? Not for teenagers, you don't need this. You're going to make gains anyway. But for guys like Coach Greg, older people above the age of 18, why not give this a try? Remember, there's a money-back guarantee and a $50 gift card. If it doesn't outwork creatine, if it's not the best natural supplement you've ever used, then you get your money back. And on top of that, a $50 gift card. And that's not the only thing we sell. We also have the GO2 Max for improved cardio, stamina, more energy throughout the day. And don't forget about GLP Max. Are you trying to lose weight? Because this reduces your appetite by about 28%. 8 out of 10 hunger to a 6. You can now skip out on that meal, eat less, and lock in and improve your appearance as well as your health, which is in fact more important. And the next number one seller, this is in our top 5, the G-Test Platinum. This is our ultimate test boosting product to improve your testosterone by 1 to 200 nanograms per deciliter. It doesn't replace a healthy diet. It doesn't replace doing cardio, but all of these things in combination can give you the building blocks to locking in and getting in the shape of your life. Interested in any of these, code Greg, 15% off. And if it's not enough, perhaps you need enclomiphene, perhaps you need a GLP, perhaps you need some various peptides. You go to AlgRx, use code Greg. Remember, it's above board. It's not from some sketchy SARM's website. It's prescriptions by doctors from compounding pharmacies. For example, you can't get Retta. They don't sell it. It's not doctor approved. Perhaps in the future will be, but it isn't right now. And so they don't have Retta. They have above board prescription medications that you can get. Cialis, Viagra, the list goes on and on. Do you need telmisartan? That is the place to go if you, in fact, are truly concerned with your health and you don't want to play Russian roulette by buying off some scammy little SARM site. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algo, to go to Algo RX, that is. Don't forget to watch one of those 2 bloops. And of course, if you want to get coached by myself and my team, if you want to carry my supplements to your stores and or gym, or if you want to be a sponsored athlete at HLT, hit me up by clicking the link right now. And until next time, I am out.